Have you ever wondered why you pick up your phone to silence an alarm, but 45 minutes later, you are deep in a rabbit hole watching strangers you don't even care about? You tell yourself it is just a short mental break, but deep down, there is an unsettling feeling that you aren't actually in control of your own thumb. There is a hidden reason for this automatic behavior. It is an invisible mechanism operating beneath your conscious awareness, making you repeat these actions over 100 times a day. And I promise you, it is not by accident. Picture this familiar scenario. You sit down at your desk to start an important project. But first, you quickly check your messages to clear your screen. You tap a bright red notification bubble. Suddenly, minutes blur into an hour. You have physically moved nothing but your fingers, yet you feel mentally exhausted. A logical part of your brain screams at you to stop. You know deadlines are approaching and your eyes are burning, but you just can't walk away. Another part of your mind refuses to let go, creating a bizarre sense of paralysis. You keep dragging your thumb across the glass, desperately searching for information that will finally satisfy you. But that satisfaction never comes, leaving you feeling completely empty while holding a glowing rectangle. When you finally snap out of that scrolling trance, you usually feel a heavy wave of guilt. You blame yourself, thinking you simply have terrible self-control. Society constantly reinforces this idea, telling us to build better habits and just try harder. It sounds logical because you are the one holding the device, so you assume the fault lies entirely with your lack of discipline. But if this was truly just a personal failure of willpower, why is it a global epidemic? Why do brilliant executives with ironclad routines fall into the exact same digital traps? If highly successful people cannot stop checking their feeds during family dinners, the problem is not about personal laziness. There is a much bigger game being played here, and you are playing it blindfolded. Let's start with a famous 1950s psychological experiment by B.F. Skinner. He placed animals in a box with a lever that dropped food randomly. Sometimes they got a treat, sometimes nothing. The result? The subjects went into a frenzy, pressing the lever obsessively. This is exactly how your phone operates. It is literally a digital slot machine. Every time you refresh a timeline, you are pulling the lever, having no idea what you will get. This unpredictability creates a variable reward, the most addictive behavioral loop known to science. But mechanical design is only half the story. Your brain is being actively hijacked by dopamine. Most mistakenly think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but it is actually the seeking molecule. It is the evolutionary drive that pushed our primitive ancestors to constantly hunt for resources. When you scroll, your brain releases a continuous drip of dopamine, telling you to keep looking. You aren't scrolling because you enjoy the content. Your brain thinks it is gathering vital information for survival. The fatal flaw is that the digital feed never runs out. Furthermore, these systems weaponize your deepest human vulnerabilities, specifically your primitive need for social belonging. Thousands of years ago, being separated from your tribe meant death. Tech companies understand this deeply. Features like the scene receipt, the bouncing, typing, dots, and notification counters were engineered to create social anxiety and a fear of missing out. When you open the app, you are desperately checking to see if you are still accepted by the tribe. Your fundamental human instinct for connection has been entirely converted into a highly profitable metric. The real dark truth is that you completely misunderstand your relationship with your phone. You think you are the customer utilizing a free app, but in reality, you are the product. The actual customers are the advertisers, and the product they are purchasing is your human attention. There is an entire invisible industry operating behind the glass called the attention economy. Behind the colorful icons, thousands of the smartest engineers and psychologists have one sole purpose: to exploit your behavioral loops to keep you looking at the screen. They utilize advanced algorithms to track every micro-interaction, knowing exactly how long your thumb hovers over an image. They analyze when you feel most vulnerable and push the exact content to trigger you, feeding this data into artificial intelligence to create a uniquely weaponized feed against your psychological profile. It is an incredibly unfair fight. Your primitive brain is going head-to-head against a billion-dollar supercomputer designed to break your willpower, and right now, the machine is winning. This is why you experience bizarre, robotic moments in your daily life. Think about sitting next to someone you genuinely care about. There's a brief 5-second pause in the conversation, and instinctively, your hand reaches into your pocket. You pull out the phone without a single notification, unlock the screen, swipe around, refresh a feed, and lock it again. You perform a complex physical routine for absolutely no reason, simply to avoid a few seconds of quiet stillness. When you are alone, you pull it out at a red light or during the 3 seconds a web page takes to load. You open your phone to reply to a work email, but a colorful notification catches your eye. 15 minutes and dozens of videos later, you realize you never sent the email. You forgot your original intention entirely. As these moments pile up, you realize a terrifying truth. Your phone is no longer just a digital tool. It has become a physical extension of your body, a subconscious habit that is actively using you. The ultimate problem isn't that you lack discipline. You think you are using this device to kill time, but the devastating reality is that it is killing your ability to be present in your own life. You are willingly giving away the most precious moments of your day to a machine. What feels like a harmless habit of staying connected is actually disconnecting you from the people right next to you. The real challenge is not managing your screen time. It is deciding what kind of life you want to live when you're not looking at a screen. Next time you feel that automatic itch to reach into your pocket, pause for 1 second. Remember, you are not missing out on the digital world. You are missing out on the real one.